Can you hear and see me? Hi, Patty. Saying my string quality is poor. Okay, great. Hi, Susie. Thanks. I'm glad you guys can hear me and see me. Just trying to, just went off the page so I can't see myself. Give me just a minute. Oh boy. Okay. I meant to stop by Blick earlier this week to see if they have the Matisse paints in stock in the store, because I was in Patty's live stream, Patty Tully Parrish live stream, and she was using Matisse, and she said their high flow, their fluid acrylics were really nice. So I wanted to grab a couple of them and give them a try. But I didn't get a chance to go there. So today we'll just play around with the golden high flows that I have. I need to swatch these colors. I don't have these colors swatched in any of the other golden paints, the regular, the heavy body, the fluid, or the fluid. So I have them in the high flow. And then just to see how these kind of look, if they kind of behave the same way, I decided to swatch these Marabou art sprays, which are also acrylic. So without further ado, please let me know if you're having any problems seeing or hearing me, and I'll try to remember to frequently look at the chat. So how is everyone doing today? Put these up here, and we'll start light and work our way down. What is this? Okay. Hi, Elle. They've been sitting, so I got to shake them up. The pigment has separated from the fluid medium on a lot of these. So the reason why I bought the high flow acrylics is so that I can get that kind of cell effect without trying. By that I mean, I don't know if you can see that, but when it starts to separate, I really like that effect. And so to intentionally get it, I purchased quite a few of the fluid acrylics, the high flow acrylics. Usually I'll let it dry and pick it up with something else, but I won't worry about that today for the swatches. Purdy, purdy. And this is this pretty little colors, transparent red iron oxide. Golden. Golden high flow. So yep, really pretty. Next is Nickel Azul Yellow. I think I may have used a little too much last time. Beautiful separation. Look at that. As it's dry, it's separating a little more. Maybe I'll add a little more on here just so for swatching purposes I have a little more to put on the swatch. Or I just might have to catch it before it dries. Yeah, I think I'll do that. Just go ahead and catch it before it separates further. Hi, Candy. Oh, wow. Yeah, you've been pretty busy. Teaching kids for 3 hours? What were you teaching? An art class? Oh yeah, L. High flow gives you cells, anything that's highly fluid. A lot of times people will kind of say in a negative way that like craft paints are cheap because they will separate on the gel plate, but it's not necessarily, it's the fact that they separate on the plate isn't what makes them inexpensive. It's the fact that they aren't highly pigmented because you know, Golden has as you can see, a fluid acrylic that separates on the plate, and we all know Golden isn't cheap. So it's not the fact that they separate on the plate that makes craft paints inexpensive. Is that they're not as pigmented as you would see here with the golden high flow acrylics. So anything that's highly fluid will give you cells on the gel plate. So even some of the golden fluid acrylics that come like this, some of them will break apart on the plate into cells. I find usually it's the ones that are more transparent. So there again, you don't have as much pigment. Maybe it doesn't, or as much binder. I don't know. But some fluid acrylics, and definitely high flow acrylics. And if you have, and you don't have to go out and buy high flow acrylics, you can add high flow medium to a lot of paints you already have, and that will create the same effect. So like if you have a bottle of paint that's like almost down to the last little bits in the bottle, just go ahead and add some high flow into the bottle, shake it up, and you've got your high flow acrylics, and then you're able to use the rest of your paint. So this one is Nickel Azo Gold, Yellow. I think it's getting a little dark outside. Might be getting ready to rain. So yep, nothing wrong with craft paints. I have a whole bunch of them. It's just a matter of playing around with your paints and figuring out what their personalities are like, I guess you could say. Yes, you can definitely spritz water too. I usually use distilled water with the paints. Just have to shake this back up. Let's see, I don't think this has. Wipe this off. And I just like having the cells on some of my work, because it leaves that open area so you can see things underneath it. And when you're layering paints, no, I didn't do this one. Okay. Getting confused. Okay, this is transparent yellow iron oxide. Do this a little more. Right, spritz on the plate. And that's actually how I did the postcards for June for my Patreon. I used water on the plate. You see, this one doesn't break up as much. So I'm going to let it dry a little bit more and see if I can get some more. Look, can you hear my fan going like crazy? The wind is blowing through it, making the propellers go faster. It's getting kind of windy outside. I have a feeling these swatch cards that I'm using are a little shorter than what I've been using. There's not a room to write on them. Yeah, I keep my spritz bottle filled with distilled water and use that with paints. That can go. Transparent yellow. And it doesn't take much water at all to achieve, it's definitely smaller card, to achieve the cells on the plate. I mean, like, seriously, just a little, like one little drop of water, especially on a small plate, like usually when I'm working on the 2x3 plate for postcards, hardly takes any water at all. But if you do put too much water on there, you can just brayer the water off, dab it up before you put the pigment down, put the paint down. Or if you already have the paint down, but you can put the paint down first and then spritz it, and it'll break up. And if it breaks up too much, then put a little more paint down to thicken it up a little bit more. These swatch cards are around ATC size, so 2.5 by 3.5 inches. I think I went through and opened all these when I got them. I think I was being a little smart that day. So many pretty yellows. I don't use yellow a lot. It's not one of my favorite colors. But when it's a deep yellow, like these are, not a bright like primary yellow, a nice, rich, deep yellow, I love using that. Let's see, what else were you up? Also, you were experimenting with flow improver, the heavy body, and the fluid acrylics. Okay. You were printing with them, Elle, or just some other way, some other technique? I know a lot of people like using the high flow paints to do drips and stuff on in their art journals. I haven't quite embraced drips. It's a little too, it just looks messy. I don't like messy techniques, so I stay away from dripping and spritzing and what's the other one? Oh, like pastels that you use with your hands. Woo. I haven't yet embraced those techniques yet. Yellow oxide, very similar. I have a lot of similar paints because I'm just really lazy when it comes to mixing paints. I hate mixing paints. I'm sure belly printing could be a thing too, though. So, can't cross that off the list just yet. So these have a little ball in there to shake them up, mix up the pigment in the medium, the high flow medium. Let's see how easily. Now this is a spritzing thing, so I think I bought some pipettes, but I don't know where they are. So how am I going to get this out without making a mess? Just going to cover this up so it doesn't get on my swatches. And then we'll spritz that on there. So just that whole wide spritzing area. This might be a little too fluid because that's really beading up. Yeah, that's a little too fluid. So I'll probably have to add something to it to thicken it up. Probably gel medium, but I don't really care. I've used gel medium on my plate, but it makes the plate act funny. So I've been staying away from that. I'm just gonna put this on here and kind of smoosh it. I do like the smooshing effect on work. Smooching. I'm gonna do that. The whole plate off. I like smooching. Yeah, I've thought about that, but this is so fluid that I can just see myself dumping the whole thing or way too much out, and I'm not really in the mood for that today. This is Sunshine Yellow. Marabou. Art Spray. This is gold. Yeah, it's a nice technique. I can tell how well this is mixed up. This is just gold, so I don't think this is going to really do too much. I'll lay the paper down like this. Let's spread it out just a little. See if I can spread out just a little bit, just to make sure it's mixed up. then we'll go like so. Hi, Pam. Oh my goodness, I watched your video of the stencils, and I'm gonna have to go back and with, you know, pen and paper ready, because I was loving the stencils you were using that were like, I forgot the term you use, how you like to call them, the ones that, the utility stencils. The utility stencils that let you, that make it easier for you to use stripes and to line up for stamping letters and things like that. I need to get those. So I got to go back to that video and write down those names. That's a little weird. Gosh, it's gotten so dark in here. I can barely even see anything. I'm afraid to open the windows, curtains. A lot of that pigment stayed on the plate, but you still can see some shine in there. Boot art spray. I usually just use this one, definitely this one, just for, you know, I'll take the top off and just flick the gold on things a lot of times. I have done smooshing, but it was like I'll take a piece of transparency film or acetate and spray it on there and, you know, pick the paint up that way. I don't think I've ever sprayed it on the plate before. And so I don't know if that's something settled on the paper or what. It was too wet and bubbled the paper up. But that doesn't look too cute. I saw the brayer video posted, but I haven't watched it yet. Yeah, I'll have to look at that, and because you had a lot on the thumbnail, I saw you had a lot to go through. I only have a few types of brayers, so it'd be interesting to see what other ones are out there. Pam, are you able to put links in the chat? Elle was asking about your video, so if you can, go ahead and put the link in there. If not, my moderator, aka my son, is asleep in his bed right now. So he should be putting the links in there. But he's a little bum. He's gonna learn. Your employers aren't gonna call you to wake you up so that you get to work. So he's missing out on a little pocket change. This one is High Flow in Indigo. Oh, here it is. I thought I was being smart and had opened all of them after when I got them. And I did not. I didn't put the little tab on there so it's easier to get this off. I'm so thankful that it has rained because my goodness gracious, was it hot this week. And I'm pretty sure I've said it in the past, I do not have central air in this apartment. So I have an AC unit in one window and then fans in the other windows. And by mid-afternoon, it is crazy hot in here. Come on. Definitely don't like making this mess. Put that there. Especially with indigo. My finger's going to be blue for at least a day. Hey, Sarah. Thanks. Card Maker Stencil is the name of it. Pam, okay. Oh, it won't. No, on it. I'll have to add you as an OK for putting links. Soft rubber brayers. Yeah, I think a lot of people kind of prefer the soft rubber. Mine personally are foam, soft foam brayers. But I do have, I think I have a few soft rubber. I don't have them here with me. And then I have some of the gel press brayers, which I believe are hard. Pretty little cells. And as you can see, they all behave differently. So that's why it's nice to swatch them out. Bye, Sarah. You have a great weekend. Okay, I'm going to check it out, Pam, and see what this surprise brayer is. Hey, Susie. It's looking dark on the camera here for you all, too. Oh, let's see. See if I can just get a little light in here. Oh, yeah, it's super dark outside. Hopefully opening the curtain won't blind you guys. Yeah, Sarah makes some fun foam stamps and prints. Now that might be too bright for you guys. This camera really is just not being nice. See if I can get it to That's a pretty blue. Indigo. And indigo. That is gorgeous. New fave, dare I say. Yeah, this is the gold in the marabou is nice. It's a nice gold. But for applying on the plate, I don't know. We'll have to see. Sarah's channel, I think if you... It's Sarah Be Me, I believe, is the name of her channel as well. Yeah, okay, bam, thank you. Pam, I'm going to ask a favor of you. I don't know how long you're going to be in the chat, but I'm going to add you as a moderator for today if you don't mind. That way you can add your links to things, because Pam does a lot of kind of like testing of supplies and, you know, the showdown type things, and a lot of great swatches. So definitely take a look at her page. I know everyone's not into swatching, but I love swatching. I love swatching, showdowns. I love everything. I love seeing people do journal pages, but I'm kind of like the experimenting type. So I love it when other people are experimenting too with things that I don't have the money to buy. So, you know, I buy my things and experiment with them and watch other people experiment with things they've bought. This is sap green hue. I think this is more of like an army green. My kind of green. And I bought these on Blick. They of course have the open stock. I originally bought a set from Michaels. They have a pre-made set of golden high flow paints at Michaels. It comes with like colors I think that are easy to mix, the yellow and yellow, a red, a blue, and I think two other colors, maybe a umber. But you know, those yellow, the yellow, the yellow and the blue and whatever else, they weren't really colors that I use a lot. So I went ahead and went on Blick and purchased some colors that were more along the lines of what I normally use. Pretty, pretty green. Two more colors, and we'll be done. Oh, gotta write on this one. Yeah, see, these swatches were a little too small. I have more room to write on these. I don't know where these little ones came from, but that's okay. They'll still fit in the sleeves. Sap, green, hue. Bye, Elle. Thanks for stopping by. Thanks for the likes, guys. Two more and then there's happy mail. Brayer is looking very interesting. Don't usually have so many greens and yellows, but it's very pretty. This is sepia. I don't know how you all pronounce it. I pronounce it either way. You know how I'm feeling that day. This one doesn't separate as quickly as, let's say, the yellows. So now that we're getting into the darker colors, they seem to make smaller cells. Let's see what else has been going on this week. This is the end of my vacation. Monday I go back to work. A little sad about that. Didn't get nearly as much done as I had hoped to. Pam, I prefer the foam brayers because I think, especially starting out, they grab the paint better, and so when you're rolling the paint on the plate, you're not slipping and sliding all over the place. You're not having to roll as much to get the paint moving across the plate. Also, it's a lot softer, so I think that aids in my kind of style where I like to remove paint. I don't think it's as easy to remove paint with the hard brayers. But I don't, like I said, I don't believe I've used a soft rubber brayer before. I'll have to look through my collection of brayers. I know I have a lot of hard ones because I've done some letterpress, and so you use it came with a hard brayer for rolling out the ink, the letterpress ink, so that you could put it over the plate. Which was something I was supposed to work on. I was supposed to work on plate design so that I can send them in to a company that does plates for people. You know, it's not, you can, as a individual consumer, you can actually get plates made with this company. And you know, We Are Memory Keeper Evolution has or at least they had, I don't think they make them anymore. They had a letterpress set that was pretty much the same as an embossing thing, but it kind of, it flips open, so it allows you to stick the plate to the acrylic side. So it's like being able to put a stamping plate inside of a embossing machine. So you have that same setup like how there is for the Misty and Tim Holtz stamping platforms where it's got that hinge. but it's the size of like the 6 inches so that you can put it through the embossing machine, and so it does the letterpress. It embosses that plate pattern into the thick letterpress papers. So I go to this company to get plates made, and so I was supposed to design some stuff for branding to send to them and have made, and did not do that. The 2 weeks went by so fast, and I work for a school district, so when I get back, I'm gonna be hitting the ground running because we gotta get ready for the upcoming school year. Love that. Love that brown. And one last one, the black. Speedballs that are tan are soft rubber, okay? I think this black, oh, this isn't black. This is the Abergine. Abergine. Then we went through that before, the pronunciation of that. I don't speak French, although I very much so want to learn. That's next on my list. I like picking up, it seems like I like picking up the basics in languages. I took Spanish I don't want to dump that. I just know myself. I took Spanish in high school and for a year in college. Then maybe 12 years ago, I started picking up Japanese, and I've been off and on with that. Next, I want to do Korean, which I love Korean drama, so I love Japanese anime and manga, and I love Korean dramas and their mangas too. Manhwas, I think they're called. And so I picked up a little Korean from watching the dramas. And then after, I'm saying I'm not going to go on to Korean just yet because I really do need to get a little more comfortable with Japanese conversation-wise. And then move on to Korean. Learn to read and write that. And then go to French. French is going to be hard for me because, with Korean and Japanese, what you see, the sounds are pretty much, the sounds you make. For French, it just seems like there's so many, I don't know, maybe blended sounds is what it is. I don't know. It's complicated. And then I also don't do well with the male and female to words, which is why I'm way better in Japanese than Spanish at this point. This is pretty on the plate, like that. Marabou art spray. Very nice. And there we have it. That's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 colors. I believe I said last couple times I wasn't going to do as many colors. 10, but I just couldn't help myself. And so I shall put this away. Pull this out up there. Let's see. Yeah, Pam, and these plates are more so just so that I can easily like have a really nice, chic, minimalist type of like business card. I just press the ink in there, roll it through, boom, press it, go on. I like cards like that, like really minimalistic. I don't know if you've noticed, or maybe not. I really random about putting business cards in my orders. But that black and white type of card, really basic. That's the kind of card I like. I might, cut down some papers and maybe make cards with those, like the um, the palette papers that I pull from the bigger plates. Maybe cut those down to business card size, and then letterpress on the back of them. I don't know. Yeah, I bought some of those papers from Tuesday Morning as well. I'm just kind of sad that I guess that didn't catch on, but that letterpress thing was really, really nice. I did a whole like wedding for my cousin. Her invitations were letterpressed. We got the plates made, and I pressed every piece of paper that went into the wedding invitation, the invitations, the RSVP, the whatever, all those little cards that go in there. I pressed the whole set of like 100, did 100 sets, and that was interesting. Learned a lot of things. Like letterpress had the letterpress pads, ink pads, not good, not good at all. So I ended up having to go and buy the actual inks for those. So wasted a lot of paper and time on that. But I don't think they make the letterpress stuff anymore. And that platform, it did have a flaw in it. Like after a while, if you're pressing the same the same plate over and over again, the bin the acrylic plate on the top that's holding the plate, I think there's a pressure point there, and eventually a crack forms. So that I actually have a second platform because my first one cracked. So I think I would probably, I don't know, see if there are other ways to maybe rig a platform together just in case this last one cracks and there aren't any more available out there. So here are the colors. That is gorgeous. And of course, I learned the last time I used this that aubergine is French for eggplant. Definitely an eggplant color. Sepia. Sepia. Ah, konnichiwa. Do you speak Spanish? Tortilla? Oh, Pam, heat foiling with the metal stamps. That would be gorgeous. Like the gold is embossed, the foil is embossed into the paper. That would be gorgeous. So are you saying the mess part? Are you saying it didn't work out? Indigo, gorgeous indigo color. These colors, I'm liking them. Gold. This is the sunshine yellow, which is nice. The smooshing, I love it. Yellow oxide, very nice. Wait a minute. Okay, so your name is different on here. Who are you? Reveal yourself. I was just thinking about that not too long ago. Like, oh my gosh, I missed that our little that chat room we had. You're on here all incognito. Show yourself. That was the trans yellow iron oxide. Transparent. Very nice. Oh, I love the Evolution is the only die cutting machine I've had, and I've used everything it's for: the die cut, the embossing, the letterpress, and I've loved every bit of it. I have the one that folds up because now they have a second generation, or actually it might be a third generation, that has the stationary platform like how the Crickets are, I believe, or the Big Shots or whatever, where the footprint is a lot bigger. I love that I can fold down the sides of the Evolution, fold it back up, and tuck it away. Love that. Sad to see that they got rid of that in this current model, but yeah, I love how the letterpress works, but I haven't done it in a long time. So yeah, I might have to. I don't know. There's really not much to it, but definitely show you the letterpress portion because I don't think there are a lot of videos out there for it. This is pretty. This kind of reminds me of a Naples yellow. Yes, Rebecca, you go by Joyce. Also, I know you. I miss our chat room so much. Oh, look at my little moderators. Decided to come to work. What time is it? He gets paid by the hour. Jackson Knight's my moderator, guys. It's my son. He's 15, so be patient with him if anything. Oh yeah, and I wanted to get their magnetic platform. Do you have their magnetic platform? Okay, slow down with the links, Jackson, or else you're gonna look like a spammer. All right, that's that. Let me get these out of the way. Now, if you've seen on Instagram, my little cart, it's right next. Oh, just lost a bottle. It's right next to my table, so I can just quickly put. Oh well, some of these. I think I'm gonna keep the purple. Yeah, let me decide which colors I'm gonna work with. I think I'm gonna keep the purple. The transparent red iron oxide, nickel azul gold. Nickel azul yellow, and I'll probably pull out. Do we want to try brown? Even though I like that brown, I don't use brown very often. I think we'll go with these and indigo. Where is the indigo? Maybe this. I don't know. Probably use Payne's gray. Something a little darker. Okay, so that's those three. Put these away. Put this away. I wrote on all of these, right? Did you just randomly putting up an address, Jackson, and not informing people? Okay, the Gemini. Or the Vagabond too. And the Vagabond, that's is that just that? I know that's Tim Holtz's brand of die cutting machine, but that also takes those really thick dies, right? That cut through like material, fabric, and um, mat board or whatever it's called. I'm gonna put that up there right quick, and I'm gonna open some Happy Mail. This is Happy Mail to myself. Just spontaneously was on Etsy and saw a update for a shop on there that I have purchased from in the past. And so she had some new colors: handmade watercolor, lac dye, a granulating watercolor, which isn't new, I guess, and brushed copper. So these are watercolors. And she put some samples in here so you can swatch on them. Lovely tissue paper. You know I'm going to use it again. Maybe I'll use it today. So this is from the Etsy shop, Poems About You. Pretty black dye. I think it looked a little purple on the website, but we'll see. So I have my let me put these away first. That's my breakfast. You hear me moving around? Let's see. I'll put these away. So I have my swatch book for my acrylic paints. So that's filling up quite nicely. All these yellows I have swatched. So yeah, this looks very much like the Naples yellow. The transparent yellow iron oxide. So this one's the golden fluid. So you can see it had, just a little bit of cells are in there. This is Deco Art Media's transparent yellow iron oxide. So this has more of maybe a reddish undertone to it. Pam, you got a thing for watercolors or what? I have so many watercolors, guys, and I don't even really watercolor. That's a problem. So gold. I don't think gold has its own page yet. So I will just stick it in here. I'm building up the metallics, so I think pretty soon I will start breaking those out into their own pages. The coppers, gold, bronzes. Yeah. Green. Oh, green needs a new sheet. Green. It's time for a new green page. Pop that in there. And it's a really pretty green. Oh, I'd already swatched it as a heavy body. Trying not to bore you guys with swatching the same color just in different, viscosities, but sometimes I forget. Don't kill me. Okay, so the indigo is going to go in there. And my browns are back here. Somewhere. Vertigo, Oh yeah, here they are. The umbers. And now I've got a pretty sepia. Yep, like that. This is my favorite umber. Burnt Umber by Master's Touch. It's got a little red undertone to it. So I'll put those away. So I did that because it made me think of the fact that I have also a watercolor swatch book. Look at this. This is a color palette that I put together based off of recommendations from Otokano. She swatches, like that's pretty much her whole channel, swatching watercolors. And so this is her recommended color palette for mixing colors. So I bought one of these cheap palettes and put all the colors in there. This one always comes loose. I've even gotten sandpaper and scratched up the bottom part, and it just, that one color just won't stay still. So she goes through this color palette and identifying which ones in relation to this color palette are warm colors and which ones are cool colors, and she puts them in a circle so you can see which ones are complementary. So the B and the bracket, parentheses, are complementary so that you can play around with mixing them and going through the various shades and things. So that's all of these colors. Not these on here because of course that's showing a different page, but all of these colors are swatched from this palette. Yes, Susie, I thought about that, but I don't really feel like going through all of that. I do like for these, but with the paints, I might go back. I don't know. Because I remember you also saying, like, not only have the black mark on there, but also do a second layer so you can see how the color builds up. You know, maybe I'll go back and do that. And maybe when I do the second layer build up, I'll draw a black line on that. I don't know. We'll see. But I do it for the watercolors. So yeah, really pretty colors. Daniel Smith, yeah, and for someone who really doesn't swatch, so like I said, this Otokano's Color Theory palette. For someone who doesn't really use watercolors, I'm paying a pretty penny for them with these handmades. So these are other paints that I have from Poems About You, the one that I just showed you earlier. This is the same Etsy shop. Beautiful, beautiful muted tones that I bought. All the Mayan colors, love them. Her indigo is gorgeous. This terracotta, so opaque. I just love it. You see the black line there? Just disappears with that on there. So even though I have all these paints swatched, they're nowhere near all of them. This one, Red Ochre Deep. This is by another Etsy shop, Riverdale. Gorgeous. And I think I originally went to them because they were the only ones who had Potter's Pink. But I think Poems About You has a Potter's Pink now. So I might have to try that. This Nicosia Green Earth. Beautiful. Lots of great colors. Patty Tully Parrish's Rose Gold, which is sold by, oh, what's Sandra's store? Paint and Paper Studios, I believe. Yeah, I have the Daniel Smith samples in here as well. Punched a hole in them and stuck them in here. I haven't swatched them out yet, but I have transparency film in between the sheets, so when I do finally get around to it, you can't let the transparency sheet quite touch it where it's really wet, but you know, for now that's my solution for that. But these are Jasper Stardust. I love the colors, but they rub off, so I didn't get any more of his paints. Especially this Caput Violet. It rubs off. See, I swatched this so long ago. It doesn't have enough binder in it, or the right binder, so I didn't buy any more of his paints. Wanderlust, they're on Instagram, and it's, you know, gorgeous color. Oh no, I haven't swatched those. She has a subscription, a monthly subscription, not monthly. You do it quarterly. You pay into the subscription quarterly, and she sends a paint out every 3 months, or are there 4 months in it? I can't remember, but I have to swatch those. These are just ones that I bought, I caught, and was able to get in there. Mars Violet, love. Red Ochre, love. It's supposed to be the Happy Mail section, and I'm going through all these. So this is nowhere near all the paints I have. Got a couple more back here that came on dot cards, so I adhered them to the page. So more Riverdale watercolors that I bought samples of, and pretty generous samples. And again, like I said, the whole dot card from Daniel Smith, which is well worth the, what, $20 you pay for it? Oh, here's some more samples. This company, oh, that broke apart. Hushwing. Pricey, but beautiful colors. This set from Wanderlust, I don't know when's the next time she's gonna make it, because I would actually like to buy the set in pans, but I think I caught a sample, this sample card. She might have sent it with something, I can't remember. It's been a while, but I won't swatch the paints unless you guys want to see them. Those watercolors, I won't bore you with that, unless you want to be bored with it. Yeah, Rebecca, I think I have a preference when it comes to colors. Like I said, I don't like primary reds, yellows, blues, greens, those really like standard colors. I love my colors to be muted. So there's, you know, either some gray added to it. Like I love gray greens, gray blues. Or, you know, they're moving from their primary color and they're using the complementary color to kind of neutralize it. So it tones the color down a bit. And I think maybe that's why those colors are appealing to you, because they're more muted, more neutral, which is definitely my style. Okay, Pam, actually, I don't know if my printer will pull watercolor paper. I think I tried that before, but maybe I'll try it again. Um, I know there's a way for my printer for me to set that I'm using heavy paper, so I'm not sure if the last time I tried to do that, if I had that setting on. So I'll have to give that a try. What else? Oh, so I got this in the mail. One of Patty's friends, we decided to swap stuff, and I'll be honest, I'm kind of behind on sending hers to her. you know, when you swap with someone you don't quite know, I personally kind of like feel like I'm in the dark, don't know what they'll like. You know, I want to send them stuff they like. I don't want to send a whole bunch of junk. So in my mind, I've kind of been like chewing on what I'm going to send her. I bought some specialty papers that I think she might be interested in. We kind of had similar styles, I think, because you know we kind of told each other what we're into. But look at this, even the wrapping. This is gorgeous. And I believe her name's Joan, if I'm not mistaken. Uh, and so it just takes me a while. I feel like I'm like, when I swap with someone new, I feel like I'm like curating something for them. And so I just want it to be, you know, an enjoyable, worthwhile swap for them. So I'm going to work on that this weekend because I am determined to check everything off of my list that I had going for the past 2 weeks. I don't want to go back into work with things left undone. See, I'm trying to keep this intact because you know for sure I am going to use this paper again. Ooh, I hear something. Oh, so pretty. So here's this whole paper. I love this technique. I don't know if she did it straight on the paper. I'm pretty sure she did it straight on the paper. But where you take like a really rough brush or I've actually pinned this technique on Pinterest where they take like it looks kind of like the bristles from like a straw broom and they bind them together onto a stick and kind of, you know, it gives you that scratchy kind of texture, and I love that texture. And that's something that I will, a tool I will attempt to make. So this is gorgeous. And that's Pam, that's the kind of printer I have. I have an Epson Workforce, what is it, 7710? Yeah, 7710. And so, is that the same like you have? Which Epson do you have? This is so pretty. Oh my gosh. Wow. And I think I've seen Patty open up her mail before, and she's just amazing. Look at this. Tea dye with some acidic writing on there. Yeah. We definitely have similar tastes. Ooh. Guys, this is so amazing. Look at that. Okay, Jackson, stop with the links. You're not advertising, you're just here to answer, provide links if people have questions. Kick out the no gooders. You sounding like a DJ right there. But I appreciate that. This is gorgeous. Is this double-sided? Yeah. Love getting happy mail. Love finding new people to swap with. And I need to start making journals to put stuff that I've swapped, that I've received and swapped. Gorgeous paper. Oh, look at this. Oh, it's a little note here. Oh, Jude. What did I say, Joan? Sorry. Save is very strange. Oh gosh, this is so nice of her. Be gentle. Okay. This is a whole paper. I think she scanned in a collage. Love that. I think I've told you guys before, I'm trying to get more comfortable with collaging. Ooh, a Japanese bound book. I love doing Japanese binding. Oh, with pockets. It's like dresses. It has pockets. That is so cool. How she took the page and cut the pockets into it. Love that. Don't be jealous, Rebecca. You can definitely do it. That's the thing with like mixed media, anything goes. Like you can pick one thing you're good at and just ride it till the wheels fall off. That's so cool. Book binding, Rebecca, is so easy. So easy. Just look at this. This is just so pretty. This image in general is just a really amazing image. Love that. Bookbinding is so easy. And art journaling just spans, just runs the gamut. Like you can be really artsy with it, or you can just be, you know, like actually drawing, illustrating, and doing stuff like that. Or you can collage an art journal. Just one of my meetup members, she has a journal that's purely collage. She just takes some images and she collages them on pages. She has pages and pages of collaging. And she doesn't sit there and like hem and haw over whether this looks good or that looks good. She just kind of just puts it down there. And I think it's kind of therapeutic for her. So pretty. Look at this. Oh, this is a sticker. This has adhesive on there. Ooh, so exciting. Oh, I used to be so in love with Egyptian history, learning about the Egyptian gods and goddesses, and actually briefly for a hot second, thought about, doing like anthropology type stuff, studies, kind of majoring in that. And I'm like, you know what? I want some job security. I want some easy money. I'm going into IT. So this is some embossing. Oh gosh, this is so pretty. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. It's stuck together. Which one? Which print you talking about? Uh-oh. Oh, they stuck together, Pam. Are you talking about like the images of those masks? Oh no, it's stuck. Oh no. Oh no. I don't think I'm gonna be able to get this all the way off. Nope. Not gonna be able to save that part. Aw, poop. Well, not too bad. Put that down, get able to stick that together. So Pam, I don't know if this is where they got them from, but sometimes I believe they'll just, these when they swap these kind of things, it's just for personal use. So they might be taking it out of like a National Geographic magazine or something like that. But also, the New York Library has an online catalog of old images, and they don't take the time to tell you whether or not there's a copyright on them. But some of them are so old, because I think at least here in the States, copyrights uh, really don't go into effect until like what, 1950 or something like that. Anything before 1950 is kind of, you have kind of free reign on using that, especially if you're using it in a collage. So you should check out the New York Library's online catalog. And I mean, it's just so much on there that you'll spend days searching through images. Of course, they have a search function, but you have to know, you kind of have to play around with those keywords to make sure you get what you're looking for. I know I didn't fold this back right, but it'll be okay. Uh-oh. I think that was in there. Yeah, tissue's definitely fragile here. So these book pages, I told her I was into Japanese, so she said she had some vintage pages, I think. And she wasn't kidding. I think this might just be printed out and she tea stained it. This looks like it's on rice. This looks like it might have come out of a book. I don't know. The rice paper has got some holes in there. Maybe the paper's old and she printed on it. I don't know, but that's gorgeous. It feels amazing. Oh, that may be the back side. Here's the front. The inking's definitely darker on this side. Ooh. Vintage ledger paper. Look at that handwriting. This is in French, maybe? Oh, wow. I wonder if she's doing this to the paper. You see the holes in there? It kind of looks a little perfect there in those things. I wonder if she's got some kind of distressing hunch. If so, I need to know where I can get it, because this is gorgeous. Just the holes alone, and then the writing. What is this? Farsi, Arabic? I don't know. I love looking at it, but I don't think I can wrap my mind around learning how to read it. Although I do want to try. Lovely, lovely, lovely pages. Wow. (1924). Are you looking at the date on the paper? What's 1924? Oh, that's anything before 1924 is you're able to use. Hi, Terry. Yeah, they do, but I think she's tea stained them or coffee dyed them. At least this one definitely looks like it's a photocopy. This looks like an original. And if this isn't the original, she is darn good at staining these papers and printing on them. This is definitely an original. But these holes in here, they look kind of, I don't know, maybe not. It's just so weird. That looks amazing. So yeah, that's that. Oh my gosh. I hope I can get stuff together that she likes, because I'll feel bad. I'm actually swapping a stencil with her that she's interested in that I don't feel comfortable selling. So sometimes I'll just cut a stencil for someone and send it to them, and we'll swap that way. This is so pretty. I'm so excited. Oh. This. And that's where she's from. She's from New Zealand. A pocket with goodies. Ooh, this tissue paper. Napkin. Let me put this aside. I'm going to have to do some surgery here. I have to preserve this. You can tease that up a little bit there. It does, Jane, and I think that really adds to the whole aged look of the paper, having the little holes in there that could be insect bites nibbling on them. Ooh, look at these. Oh, you probably can't see them. Paper. That's nice. Looks like she cut them out of. It's a little thicker than the transparency film that I have, so maybe some kind of thin acetate film. Really nice. This napkin. Everything she put in here, from the wrappings to the goodies, are really nice. Yes. And then you just peel the napkin and it just looks great. I actually saw a video on YouTube, and I have to rewatch it, where you can transfer the images off of napkins. I don't know. Wanted to give it a try, and this is a little subtle, but you can still see the ink on this. That'd be a nice background. What do I do with that? Right, Pam? Stencils. Can never have too many stencils. This one. The Sorry Ribbons. Oh, love Sorry Ribbons. She's got some, I don't know if this is Sorry Ribbon or I forgot the name of the other kind of ribbon that some bookbinder uses. Oh, pretty. So this is like for journaling on a page, like for a book, something this simple. Just put it on a nice page like this. Eco dye, and this looks like it's eco dye, which oh my gosh, I want to get into, but that's just a whole nother thing that I just would have to add to the list. But this, a little, something else, maybe some a thought written down on it, and boom, those are kind of minimalist journal pages I think I'm going to start doing. Wow. That can easily bind that into a book, although it doesn't fold this way very well. This joint looks like it's kind of like this, so maybe bind it into a book this way. So when you open it up, it tips out like that. Go back in, like that. At the open page, like that, and that, and then go on to the next page. Probably bind it into this. Gorgeous little mini journals. This is our art book. Looks like very nice. Very, very, very nice. Oh my goodness. It's amazing how. Let's do it this way. Amazing how beautiful this stuff is. Okay, so that goes in there. I'll put this in the pocket. I can't remember whether or not it came out of the pocket, but I'll put this back in the pocket. Got this. This is a pocket. Is there something? This stuff might have been in there. Maybe it's shifted around. Oh, were the stencils in there? Yeah, that's probably what it was. Okay. Oh my goodness. This was amazing. Amazing. I'm not really too much of a charm person, but this charm right here, I don't know, just hearing it jingle and then looking at all this kind of vintage feel type stuff, just like, I don't know, it's really giving me good vibes. And this last thing, this dyed ribbon is just gorgeous. This is some awesome happy mail. I love burlap. What is this? Stamps? Oh my goodness. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. OMG, OMG, OMG. Gotta find a stamp pad. I feel like this should have some kind of really special type of ink. But today it's gonna be VersaFine. Oh my gosh, guys, this is gorgeous. And I'm so glad it's cool today so that I can really enjoy this and not be miserable while I'm going through all of this. Wow. What'd say, Susie? Best to do some research on current laws if you want to sell or publish in a collection. That is why many people sell digital software, Victorian images. Yeah, for the things that I plan on selling, it's just gonna mostly be with my stuff that I make, because I do kind of feel apprehensive about violating any of those laws. Ooh, that's wonderful, and it was upside down. There we go. Oh my gosh! This is so exciting. Let's see. Trying to look at it. Don't know whether or not these are Chinese or Japanese stamps, but fortunately I at least can recognize when they're upside down, right, Rebecca? Can't read them to save my life, but might have to research it and see what these mean, whether or not there's maybe someone's family name or what. But this is amazing. Oh my gosh. Agreed, Susie. I definitely agree with you on that. Just make your own stuff. Guys, this is so exciting. I don't have any, like, and I guess maybe these are Hanko's, the family name stamps. Never had any before. I'm so freaking excited about that. So freaking excited. Oh my gosh. This is like gonna be a treasure. Jackson, I will bequeath these to you. This is all you're getting when I'm dead and gone. These stamps. Let's see, I think this was folded this way. I don't know. I'm pretty good at like folding maps, but this clearly I jacked up. But oh my gosh, that's so exciting, guys. Terry, is that the red color? Is it a vermilion ink? That's kind of like the sometimes you hear them referred to as, I think, like Chinese red. I was wondering what kind of red would closely resemble that. Yeah, because I'm into Japanese, I do try to not just use anything randomly, because or any, I do have paper in a foreign language like Russian and French, Spanish, language books and things like that, and some of them I'm a little apprehensive of using because I can't quite figure out what the book is about. But if I can see what the book is about, like one of the books I think is in Russian, and I think it has to do with relationships and things like that. So like love and stuff. So I've used pages out of that book, but I do have a few that I can't quite tell what the subject of the book is. So is that it for Happy Mail? Happy Mail that I've received in the mail. Now, of course, I stay in the supply in the art stores, and so yesterday I was in Joann, and I was just I just go to peruse the stores and see if I've seen anything new, and I did. I saw the Heidi Swap toner ink. I know a lot of people were saying that the only way you could get the toner ink, earlier this year was to buy the whole kit. Well, that wasn't happening because I wasn't feeling that stamp pad thing at all. At all. So when I saw the toner ink by itself, dude, yuck, it's too sticky and it's not coming off. I grabbed it and I went back and forth like, oh, should I get both bottles? I saw two bottles, and I was like, you know what? I'm trying to limit having multiples of everything, especially since I'm not using everything that quickly. But I think I'm going to go back today and get the other bottle if it's there. I actually have 3 Joanns within about 30 to 45 minutes of me. 20 to 45 minutes of me. 3 Joanns. So if I don't see it at the one that I normally go to that has the fine art section, the really nice fine art section, I can't get this out. They have the little sticky stuff down there, and it's doing its job. Freaking A. Let go. So yeah, if I don't see it at the one I usually go to, then I'll try one of the other ones. Maybe the one that has the really big Tuesday morning next to it, because I gotta go see if they've added any new art stuff at that Tuesday morning. It wasn't too impressive when I went by there the last time. A very bright red, the vermilion. I don't think I own anything. I don't think I even own regular heavy body or fluid, any acrylic paints in vermilion. I think I might have a vermilion watercolor. Oh yeah, Rebecca, I'm all about the face mask. I keep hand sanitizer in my purse, in my car. Try not to touch anything unless I'm really committed to buying it. But yeah, so the interesting thing is with this toner ink, while I make a quick mess. Oh, I thought it was it. Oh, yes. So years ago, like I'm saying, like maybe 3 years ago, when I first purchased the Mink machine, I don't know why, but I happened to find this on eBay. And it's under the Anna Griffin line. And you cannot find this anywhere, like even on eBay anymore. And so I'm curious to see how similar they are, the formulas. This being a few years older, and I've never used it. So curious. That's the other reason why I didn't buy another bottle, because I'm like, technically, I already have one. And I don't know why this wasn't really advertised. Shake well, apply a thin layer of paint. Wait for the paint to dry prior to running through the mink. So this is a paint. And they're advertising this as an ink. There's the box. So we'll have to see how these differ. And of course I bought the cleaner because I'm kind of afraid of this messing up my stamps. So let's see. Shall we? Have my mini mink. Thanks for the likes, guys. And since I'm on my desk, where's my glass mat? These things get hot even on the bottom, so you have to be careful of what you have them sitting on. Like, you don't want them sitting on a self-healing craft mat, because it will, the heat that comes off of this will warp it. Don't ask me how I know. Oh, where's my glass mat? I don't even see my blue one. My memory keeper glass mat. What happened? I rearranged stuff. That's what happened. Okay, we'll just take the chance. So let me get this. And we'll, of course, they're the same color. Well, we'll, just so I don't mix them up, just so we can keep the test pure. And 2 swatch cards. Terry, get a red archival ink pad. Now I have a million, not a million, but I believe, the whole line of archivals in minis. So I don't think the barn door is quite bright enough, but maybe this carnation red from Wendy's line. That's a bright red. I think that's the only bright red I have, because this one's, no, that's not bright enough. I think that carnation's a good one. I also like the, I want to look into the VersaFine. It's not VersaFine. It's still by Tsukineko. It's Claire, Versa Claire. I don't know, but they've got a line, and I think those colors are pretty. I just love the Tsukineko's line, because their stamp pads are so juicy. I love VersaFine stamp pads, just so juicy. Archival, I don't know, it doesn't seem to matter much. They always seem to kind of, you gotta restamp them because they're a little dry. I bought re-inker and it's still a little dry. But yeah. So this is what I shall do. I am going to probably make a mess. I'm going to pour this on here, and then I'm going to swipe it onto the paper. And this is going to be my swatch card. I really have issues when it comes to, I just love swatching so much. So that's this one. I feel like I need to label it. Label the brush, but we'll try not to mix them up. Oh, Terry, can you put it in the comment section below the video, the live stream? Pam, I am a full set girl, okay? If I have to stop myself from buying the full set of anything I get my eyes on that comes in front of me. The Marabou, full set on the sprays, full set on the art crayons, full set on the archival minis, full set on the Marabou alcohol inks, full set on the, I didn't get the new colors Tim Holtz came out with, but full set on the alcohol inks for Tim Holtz before the beginning of this year or whenever that new set came out. Full set on the, well, I did until they came out with the new set, the Jacquard alcohol inks. Had full set of those. I have full set syndrome bad. So, really have to work on that. Okay, this is the Anna Griffin Foil Transfer Paints. Definitely, I think it goes on a little thicker than the toner ink. And I bought the copper foil from iCraft, Deco Foil. So we'll see, maybe we'll sample with that. Give this a little longer to dry. That does not look completely dry. So we'll look at foils here and pick out a foil. This is my foil basket of foil. So I'm low on the gold, the mint gold. This is, what color are you? Foil Champagne. Bronze. But I did buy some of this gold. Why, I don't know, because I literally have huge roll of gold foil that I buy from an online reseller. Online, I don't know if they're reseller, but online foil company. And for life of me, I can't remember the name right now, but I can put a link to it below. And they sell laminators, and because of the laminators, I guess they also sell the heat reactive foil, and they sell heat reactive vinyl, just a whole bunch of stuff. So I use a lot of gold, so I just go ahead and I buy the big rolls now. And I also bought some white because I don't know if you all remember back a little while ago on Instagram, I was foiling white on white deli paper, and love the way that looks. And so Patty, on her last stream, I think, tested out whether or not the foil quill foil is heat reactive with the mint machine, and not just the pins, because I also have the pins, of course. And they are. So you can put this on the toner that comes out of the laser printers and the toner ink that Heidi Swap has out. And you can put it through the make machine and it works. So yeah, I got these. Maybe not this one, but yeah, I got these. Tuesday morning had the foil quill foil there for 50% off. So I grabbed all the champagne because I love champagne color. And yeah, I grabbed all the champagne. I have four rolls of champagne that I found at Tuesday morning. So I'll use this gold if I'm going to use a gold. I won't open these up just yet. I need another box because I had tissue papers mixed in here with the foils. Clearance tissue paper. I just bought this in general. It's Tim Holtz tissue paper. It has a lot of the faded type images, those new images he came out with, which are more in line with what I like to use. I love typography, love text, love all that stuff. So I was perusing the aisles in Hobby Lobby and saw this and had to backtrack, typeset's the name, and grab that. Okay, so I don't know if these are dry now. Feels like it to me. Thought I'd turn this on. I think I heard my fan slow down. These things, just like any quick, anything that has elements that heat up quickly, they draw a lot of power. Let's try the bronze. Bye, Rebecca. Thanks for stopping by. Take care. Oh, wow. Yep. Good night. Yeah, Pam, we definitely would be dangerous. Now, I was telling Peggy, the lady who I messaged with, I don't remember these being so hard to get open. My goodness. I don't have my... Okay, there we go. Turned it. Okay. Got to kind of twist it first and then pop it out. So 5 sheets at maybe 12 inches each. Yep. 6 inches by 12 inches. So I only need about 4 inches. That's good enough. Yep. 4 inches. Roll this back up. Pop it back into the tube. Oh my gosh, guys. I got them mixed up. Let's see. This one was the... I just didn't want to write on them because I was afraid the ink would transfer. But I think the Pigma pen should be okay. This one... Did the foil just transfer on here? Okay. This was the Anna Griffin ink. Foil. Transfer. Paint. Anna Griffin. And this is the Mink. Toner ink. Heidi. still just a tad bit sticky, but I don't care. We're going for it. This is why I try to be careful about the ink and everything, because sometimes I forget it's exposed and it gets transferred onto the toner ink. It's transferred onto the carrier sheet. So here we go. Yeah, I'll give the link, or at least let me see if I can find it in my emails. Something binder, I think. I'm on their mailing list, so I get emails from them. mybinding.com. mybinding.com. They sell heat reactive foil in bulk. And I believe you can request samples too of the colors. They will send you a few samples in the mail. Because you can't buy anything under like I think I bought the smallest rolls, and I think it was 100 feet. Come on. I just lost the email I was looking at. My order. My friend and I, we usually buy from them when we're doing invitations, because you can buy in bulk. But it had been years since I've purchased from them. So I was glad to see they were still there. Where is my purchase? Ooh, that's too far back. I think 2016 or 17 was the last time I bought from them, before a couple of months ago. I can't find my email, but I think it's 100 feet. 50, maybe 50 and 100. And one more size up, I think. Oh, look at that, my friends. My friends, my friends. Look at that. Mint toner ink. That is so smooth and like perfect. And then this is the toner paint. A slightly different texture. I think the toner ink is a lot smoother than the paint. Not a lot, just noticeably. Just slightly noticeably different. But not enough that I'm going to care. Okay. So that was amazing. And let me show you, well, I was going to say, let me show you what the foil from my binding looks like, just so you can see the quality, but I don't know if I want to unwrap all this. You know, once you unwrap something that's rolled up, it's just hard to keep it in check. Let me do this. Okay, so I'll do the white. We'll do the paint. Hold on to this, because you can always use that even though it's gone through the machine. You can send it back through the machine. So I will take this. put it on some black paper. It dries super quickly. Cutter. And just a little sticky. And with these rolls from mybinding.com, I think that would last you like easily a couple of years. Unless you just try to do some huge project like how I was buying it for the wedding invitations. And one more sticker. Ooh, where is it? What's mine? Okay. So, I'm going to use this tape again. So I'll hold on to this. We'll just go with this. Maybe just this bad part that's right here. Something a little less tacky. Let's get rid of a little of this tack here. I think today we went from Happy Mail to haul, and it's already into the second hour. Don't know how much printing we're going to get done. I accumulated quite a bit of postcards, so I think I want to slow down on those. I don't know. Looking for scissors to cut, not those scissors. Cut this adhesive off. Well, it shouldn't be a big deal, but I don't know. Who knows? Anyway, let's do this part here. Dry? Ooh, it's not really dry. It's already picking up the foil. What do I do with the carriage? There it is. Stick that in there. There we go. This is still set. 2-3. This paper is kind of thick. So usually when I use my laser printer, there's still some spotting, but this ink is really nice. Really good quality toner ink. And this copper is amazing. Bronze. This bronze is amazing color. It's from Decofoil, and I bought it off of joggles.com. iCraft Decofoil in bronze. Gorgeous color. I feel like I'm going to have to do something like a little bit of gel printing so I don't feel like I've spent the whole time here running my mouth. And that we actually got something done. So throw some of these high flow paints on a plate. White foil on black paper. Look at that. It's got a sheen to it. I mean, you know, I'm a matte girl, but I like that. Definitely like just swiping it on there with the foam brush, having that painterly look to it. So maybe after I do a print, maybe I'll swipe some of this paint on there and put it through the foil machine. Although, that's another thing Patty tested out. She put a gel printed page through the foil machine, and the foil stuck to it. Not like really seriously stuck to it, but the machine remelted the acrylic paint, because you know acrylic paint's just plastic. It remelted the acrylic paint and the foil stuck to it. No, Terry, I definitely bought the white foil, but I did not, like I might have had a roll just because it was on clearance and I'm like, oh, I might need this because that's how I shop. But after I was watching one of the daily demos with Dina Wakely, she was doing like almost every day in the month of May or June. And I saw her collage paper, tissue paper, that was white on white. And I was like, oh my gosh, that looks amazing. I was like, and so I said to myself, what would it look like if I used white foil on deli paper? Because I foil deli paper all the time. I print on deli paper with my laser printer and put it through the ink machine. I've been doing that forever. Not even necessarily foiling it, but I print on deli paper because it transfers easily with heat. So I have a small little iron that I use to transfer the ink, the toner ink, onto paper. But I saw that and I was like, I'm going to have to try foiling deli paper with white foil. And when I did that and it worked, I was like, okay, now I need a huge, big old, crazy roll of white foil because I'm going to be doing this all the time. And I actually have, I think, an Instagram post of something that I foiled with white. This is deli paper that I foiled with the mink white foil. And I think it was kind of shiny. I don't think it was as shiny as this, but I'm pretty sure I ended up putting matte medium over the top because I had to put it on the bottom to adhere it to the ATC. So I always use matte medium. I don't use gloss gel medium. So it kind of dulled it, which is what I like. But I have a video where I use white foil deli paper in a journal page, on a journal page. So definitely loving white foil. Definitely loving this toner ink and the old school ink, the paint that I have, the toner paint. Might be able to find some of this on eBay, but it's probably going to be super expensive. And at Joann, this is on sale right now, 30% off. So I'd say go online, see if it's online, and if you can order it online and then go and pick it up in the store. That is my recommendation. But love this. I am officially addicted to the toner ink. I'm so glad they went that way with it, because not everyone can get a laser printer. I had an old one that works pretty well, and then I recently bought a new HP LaserJet printer. It's the M15W, and it's about $100, but you can adjust the toner output. So, you can have it on economic mode where it, just puts out enough just so you can print your day-to-day work, but you can actually increase the toner density so that it's outputting at the highest possible amount, and that's kind of what you need. You need a lot of toner just to make sure you don't get spotting. So the HP M15W allows you to do that through the software, and so that's why I bought that. And it's Bluetooth, so I don't have to be tied to it to print stuff. Yes, Terry, I use Scotch repositionable glue stick. It smells great. And I put it on a regular piece of printer paper, making sure I get the ends. And it takes about a minute to a minute and a half to kind of dry. And then I lay the deli paper on there, and I cut off any paper that's hanging over. I might leave literally a small millimeter of paper hanging off, just so it's easy for me to grab it and separate it. And then I run it through the laser printer, and then I take the paper off a lot of times. Lately, I've kind of been keeping the carrier sheet and the deli paper together because it's easier to cut that way. But you can take the deli paper off of the printer paper, and you can reuse the printer paper. It still stays tacky enough to hold another sheet of deli paper down and send it through. So one stick will last you probably forever because you can reuse the printer paper if you want to. But yeah, that's that, folks. Love that. Heck yeah. And let's see. Let's do a little printing and then we'll call it a day. I said it feels so good in here. I'm a little extra chatty today, I think. Oh no, let go. Where shall I put this? Okay. Here we go, folks. And that over there. Making room. I think I can actually reuse these. They didn't really harden the sponge. Still some ink in there. Interesting. It hasn't dried up yet. That's the other thing, I guess, I kind of have to see. Maybe one dries quicker than the other. The paint might give you a little time to work with it. I was noticing when Tim Holtz was demoing using the ink with stamps and stuff, it dries up pretty quickly. I'm going to swatch these today, and like I said, I won't bore you with them, but this brushed copper, can you see the color on that? That is gorgeous. It kind of looks like it has other colors in there. So little. All this junk on my table, I might lose that. Put that over there. Put that right there. Right there, right there. Okay, so these are the colors we're working with again, just to refresh your memory. I put my son to work cutting me some more swatch cards. That's cool enough. Put that off to the side. Sorry, guys. Get this stuff out of the way. So here we have it. I think I will be pulling out buff from Golden, either that or unbleached titanium. Let's see, Payne's Gray, just because that's usually what I end up grabbing at some point in time. Let's see, what else? I think I want to get a yellow ochre deep, maybe. That's a little as a yellow gold. I just kind of want a two-tone thing going on here. Although what I might do is just layer it. That looks good too. Layering the those two colors. I want some depth. So that's something on here from the last time. Break that up. Pull it off. Break this up. Pull that. I need my breakfast, guys. Maybe I pull that on. What's this white on here? Let's just unbleach that. Maybe, what is this? Got green on there. I don't think I've opened this. Oh, yep, I have. Booger on there. Little vintage, I guess you can say vintage index card. I like going to estate sales, which before I started live streaming, that's what I would do on my Saturdays, is go to estate sales, and I love it when the person who used to live in the house, I love it when they have an office, because usually you can find, I found like vintage scissors and old papers, ledgers, and then if they're a crafter, you can find sewing patterns. People like using that in art journaling fodder, so it's art journaling fodder. So this index card is from someone's office that's been there for a while, because it's definitely not white. They've aged some. I guess I'm probably just going to use it as a palette, but I'll hold on to this, like those little swipes of green in there. And hydrate. Pull off this. I think that was white as well. This year is the year of me becoming more comfortable with using my golden paints because I had a whole bunch of them and have bought more this year. I still need to go back and show my craft paints some love so they dry up on me, because that still is money spent. Put it down. I'm just going to peel some of this off. Break that up some more so that it comes off the next print. Or just take it out. Okay. These together. I haven't done anything since last Saturday, so these are still those same colors: the robin's egg, the elephant, and white that I used on the black paper. The plate feels kind of sticky. I don't know what that's all about. Okay, so I usually work dark to light. I think I'm just going to keep it really simple right now. I'm going to pull out a metallic and let's use the copper with these two just to see how they look first. Let's keep it easy. And oh, yeah. So these are now in my Etsy shop. This was May's stencil of the month over on Patreon. And this was June's. So this one's Sundance, a mandala, a little rustic mandala that, you know, of course looks like the sun, like all mandalas kind of do, kind of represent the sun. And then on the sides here are something kind of like flowers that are reaching toward the sun. And then this is myasemic writing. That's I kind of write in two different ways. So this one I kind of did just specifically for making it into a stencil. So I have I picked the pen up a lot just so I could everything wasn't one complete half, so that they would fall out in the stencil. So that's in the Etsy shop. And then this also is in the Etsy shop. This is new. Went straight to the shop. It's affirmations number 2. And same kind of words, same words, not all the same words. Affirmations number 1 has more words, but this one is a little more fun, I think. I don't know how to describe it, but I also put these elements in here so that not only can you build phrases like I am love or I am fierce, you can also have little elements to put with it along on the, or you can use the elements by themselves. Just mask off the words and stencil the little elements onto whatever you're doing. So that's where I was going with this stencil. I wanted the words to be nice independently. So if you just want to put create, and then maybe you have like a small chit chat sticker that can go with it, and it says create memories or something, and you can put, stencil a create on, and then put the little sticker for memories right there underneath it. Or you can just take the whole thing and make a background with it. So you can say, and then with like artsy, you can just mask off the SY and just have art. So you can create art. And then under here, not only do you have I am, but you can speak affirmations into someone else. You are creative. Or you say be creative, be fierce, be brave, be love, be joy, be artsy. What did I say? I am artsy, I am love, I am joy, I'm fierce, I'm brave, I'm creative. Yeah, so just different combinations that you can get out of this. It's kind of like that word puzzle where it gives you a word and you have to figure out, what you can get out of it. So that's that stencil. That is in all three of these are available in the, what is this? This is about roughly 6x7, and also available in the 9x12 size, so the larger stencil. For those who like working large. So here we go. What I like to do with these fluid acrylics is just kind of put a little edge on the paper, on the plate. So I might, go 2/3 of the way down or 1/3 up, however you see it, and just make a little swatch of like that. And let's see. Let's let that dry. And we'll do a little swatch of purple on this one. The sun came back out, and I'm getting my table's blocked out. Sorry, guys. It was raining earlier. A nice calm misting. And I didn't notice that the sun had come back out. I said I wasn't going to open that. So while we're waiting for that, as it's drying, the cells are opening up. Let's see. It's a little on there. Hands are going to be purple later today. I don't think I put enough on there. Oh, that's right, we were smooshing. Ooh, so I kind of did that out of order. I forgot we were smooshing. So I'm going to have to redo that. I'm going to have to work like the opposite of where I normally work and build up on the paper. So I'll get a background going. And then smoosh the purple on there. Oh, let's put a hole in my paper. Oh, I already have something on here. Okay. One thing about the palette, using it as a palette, I get to clean it. Let's see if this buff is strong enough to make this layer come up. Might be the brayer where I adjusted the screws on it. It's squeaking. Alright. I should have used the darker color. Just can't see the writing that was on the plate. That was in white. This should be dry, or at least dry enough. Sometimes with these fluids, they take a little longer than regular, the heavy bodies, and even the fluids, these high flows. That wasn't quite dry yet, so I don't want it to move, so we'll give it a little more time. So this is what I shall do. Hold up most of it. Break that up. And smoosh. No, background. I guess we can use this background and then smoosh the purple on there. Keep wanting to pour it out, but I know myself, and I know that's not going to end well. And I don't think this purple's going to look too good, but we'll see. Let's do it this way. Smoosh. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to like how that looks together. It might be because, of course, you have it's going to be sitting on top of acrylic paint that's already down there, but it's a look. It's a look. Definitely wanted it a little more open, like how it was right here. This was perfect. This is a little more messier. So I'll have to work with that. Those sprays a little more. Where am I putting these prints? Let's put them right there. Okay. Still really wet. It's a little too humid, maybe. So, just in the save a little time, essence of saving time, I shall go the opposite and perhaps build all of these on the paper, the layers on the paper. Purple is transferring. Off the brayer, I believe. Maybe it wasn't completely dry on what was left on the plates. said I was going to go to Joanne, but I don't know. I'm feeling a little sleepy. What am I going to use with the bronze on this? Said I was going to switch out stencils, so I won't use the same ones I've been using. This one I just brought back from my craft room in my mom's house. Kind of thinking corn cob etching. Let's do this one. This one in bronze. And then yellow, maybe that. The bronze is kind of dark. I think I might have to do yellow first. I always like doing that. That just screams summer to me. All about summer. It's my favorite season. That pulled everything off nicely. So I've got some copper in there. I like how the purple tinted the buff. It's a nice color. Okay, so I said we're going to build on the paper, which means we need to start with the background first. Let's go with buff. And I'm going to do this kind of thin because even the buff can get some cells with that if it's thin enough. I don't know, this plate, is this the plate that was kind of sticky? So yeah, this buff, Titan buff in fluid, golden fluid kind of gets some cells. And I know that because of my swatch card, I can see cells when I printed my swatch card. So I'm going to pick this up. Stop staring at it and pick it up before it dries. These are almost, I don't think I'm going to have a postcard, but see if we can get a decent print. A little bit of the purple on there, but I don't know if you can see it, the cells right there. Okay, now we're going to, yellow is the next. I don't think I want to use this one. I've been using it so much lately that I might be a little bored with it. Let's see, let's use Patty's. Shell's kind of bright now, but let's use Patty's. Do I want to leave behind the stencil or do I want to pull it out the middle? And this isn't going to, let's see. I think I want something a little, you know what, I'll just go ahead and swipe it across the top there. Swipe it across the top. See if it leaves, what it leaves behind if I try to pick it up. piece of paper under here so you can see what's going on. So that's working up. Just drawing a little bit of, so I was trying to see if it'll get cells there in the middle. Go ahead and print that on there. Line it up. Not perfect, but it'll do. Oh, that was a little too wet. I lost the edges of my cells. Definitely prefer letting the cells dry and then pulling them because I can keep the edges better. It's just kind of smeared out there. And then from there, I think I will use this. Let me get another piece of paper to see if I can get some more of this off. We got a good amount of that off. I'll say I love when it layers up. Kind of gets really deep yellow. So should we do another layer, kind of gradient? Or just go right in with the orange? Let's just go right in with the orange here. What are we going to do with the orange? It's not orange, I'm sorry, red iron oxide. This one would be nice to have. I don't want to look for it, but I think I would prefer the red iron oxide in something a little more viscous. Maybe go back to the fluid just so I can put it through a stencil. We'll see. We'll see how this works. So we're going to go maybe about right here on the plate. So we'll go maybe about right here. Kind of do a faded sun out of there. Just kind of wondering, I think I might need to do the bronze and then the sun can be in front of it. Let's do that. Let's do the bronze. Just a little Semitic writing in the background here. Thanks for the likes, guys. These tops are a little hard to open. It's getting in there. Yep, just something, just a little something. Here and there. And then hopefully this looks nice. We can call it a day. And go run the joint and get some more toner ink. It's really subtle. That's why I like this stencil. Adds a little something to the background, but not too much. Okay. I should have done that on that one too. Because actually, I don't know, I might have made this so thin that it's not gonna print. It's not gonna transfer a whole lot. Push down on it a little bit so that it will release from the plate. Oh yeah, that's good enough. Just really subtle in the background there. I don't know if you can see that. Let's do this one too. I need to go up like this, just so I don't hit the paint, although it should be dry. It's dry enough, I think, to brayer, but let's just do this. So I need to squeeze this out. Okay. 2 quick prints for the day. And although most of my almost all my postcards are 4x6, I might have to send a larger postcard this time. Depends on how the image comes out, the print comes out. A little bit farther down. Okay. Perfect. I said I was adding orange to this, didn't I? Gotta figure that out in my head. Orange is on here. Got some writing on the top. Maybe we'll add a little Payne's gray. How about Payne's gray in the fluid acrylic? Let's double. I mean, I guess I want to wait for that to dry. I was gonna say double the orange up. I mean the oxide, red oxide up. But I don't know. What was the other stencil I had? Sundance. I used that one. I just really like this as is. I just like it as is. I just love simple prints, but I need a heavier paint because I do want to. Maybe I use this one, burnt sienna. Use the burnt sienna to put the sun on there. So I'm down here. So I'm going to go about right there. And I'm just going to do half of the mandala. Oh, I haven't opened this. Oh, I hate to open another. Maybe we'll do Sedona. Let's do Sedona. through. Stencil. I'll do it like this just so it's really kind of not a perfect stenciling. And that's the other thing, using the foam brayer, you can get into the stencil more, but still not as much as with using like the makeup sponge. Okay. Oh, I braided some on the paper. Whoopsie. Yes, Pam, it's one of my faves, although I'm probably a little biased. I probably could have gone with the whole mandala on there. Maybe I'll swatch some Sedona along the bottom there, just to carry the color through. Maybe right along there. Just some random swatches. I feel like I need a brayer even smaller than 2 inches. I know I think I've seen a 1-inch brayer. Just to kind of give it a, let's see, how far up is that? That should be good. Just to give it kind of a, I don't know, a more rustic look. Change up a little bit here. I feel like I need to add a darker element, maybe some more bronze towards the bottom. And you know, I was looking at the thumbnail for your video, and I saw a little brayer sitting there, and it had just a little bit of something in the middle. So that was another brayer that kind of piqued my interest when it came to your video. See, I'm definitely gonna watch it so I can see what all these brayers are. Yeah, I want a darker color in there. I take the bronze down into there a little darker. Bronze is a neutral. It's a nice brown. Where did it go? Oh, there it is. Let's see. How do I want to print it on there, though? Maybe I'll take some of these elements off of here. And put them on there. Or I could actually just maybe have the words in there. Let's see. Need something else. Another pattern. I always go to this, but I just absolutely love that stencil. It's a fave. I think that's what I'm gonna do. So I think this is all dry, but I shall make sure. Close this up. Um, I I have been working from home, Susie. Since all of this is going on, I'm the IT data specialist for a school district, so everything I do is on the computer. So transitioning to working from home wasn't, I was able to do that. And actually, starting Monday, I'll be back in the office full time. I liked working from home. That was nice. It's a color combination. I love Sedona and bronze. Wonderful color combination. A little bit of that on there. And transfer it. That's not going to be dark enough. I might end up maybe adding something else to it. An umber. Maybe the sepia. I like that right there. Didn't transfer much that was on there. Because when the light's not shining on it, you don't see that it's metallic. It just looks like a grayish brown. I might go directly from the stencil to the paper with that. I feel like it needs maybe like a bronze border. What do you guys think? Let's try that. Oh, I might be going a little too far with this. I don't know, maybe I'll just edge it with ink, an ink pad. I really like how this is where this is kind of going, but definitely need a darker color in here. Maybe some stamping. I think we're done with that, printing that. I think we'll stamp the rest. So this should be dry. We've got the copper on there, we've got the red oxide. Now we need the yellow. Yellow along the bottom. Might be a bit too much. So we can see what's happening here. I like that it's breaking up more down there than in the middle. And up here, where are we going with up here? Bringing back Sedona. Pull some of this off and on the edge. And I think I'm just going to actually go all the way down with the Asemic writing on that. Like I said, I love bronze with these warm colors. This is going to be more of like a background print, probably. We might end up finishing this off camera, but let's see what we can get done here. Uh-oh. Something went right across my swatch. No, Pam, there's not going to be any negotiating. We've been working from home since March, like 17th or something like that. Was officially when we started working from home. And they're just like, nope, everybody's in full time starting. Actually, it started at the beginning of this month, right after the holiday, the Monday after the 4th. And I've just been on vacation, so everyone else has been there full time for a week already. And now it's time for me to get in there. I don't mind it too much. I work in the district office, so there aren't a lot of people in there, and mostly everyone else has their own office. The tech team, of course, tech support always gets treated like the bald-headed stepchildren, so we're all kind of, not all of us, there's like 4 of us in one office. So that's the only thing with that. But they put up plastic shields for the people who have desks close together. So I think it should be okay. It's just once school starts back, how that's gonna be. It's gonna be interesting, even if the kids aren't there. Still gonna be more people once school starts. This is taking a while to dry. I kind of wish this white wasn't in here. I think I could use this as a background to print this up. It's even taking the Sedona a while to dry as well. And that usually dries faster. Maybe I'll pick up what's wet and go with the rest. So like swipe, pick up the wet parts, just so I can brayer without it moving too much. Yeah, that's good. So I will be using Buff again. Pull all this up. That was probably too much. Move all this paper out of the way. Stencils out of the way. So I can see what I'm doing here. Okay. I'm going to try to take it easy on the brayering since everything really isn't fully dry. Keep the brayering to a minimum. Okay, I work from home full time and have for the last 8 years. Oh, I'm jealous. I love it, but started looking ass and got 1 day a week. Nice. No, school districts are a lot different. The person who was actually in the position before me, was trying to get them to let her work from home because she moved a few hours away. And they were like, nope, we'll just get somebody else. And that someone else is me. You know, corporate America is different. I'm just assuming you're in corporate America, but school districts, education system, they don't really care about that. Well, this is definitely a background. This actually can be this part right here. I think I wouldn't mind putting on a postcard and then doing some stamping with that. And the green, I think this might be a different green. I don't think this was the robin's egg. It looks like it'll be a nice little accent to this. In the background, this could be two different postcards. One right here like that. Although there's a robin egg right there, I think. That does look kind of nice. And then this will be the other one. So that background. This one I need to add something to it. Just to kind of finish it off. It's a little too bright right here. Like I said, I'm not much of a yellow person. But I do like how it looks with the Sedona. So maybe I'll add some more bronze in there. I think Payne's Gray will be a little too dark. Maybe just a little bit of it somewhere, like with the asymmetric writing stencil, just a little section in Payne's Gray. That might be nice. But I feel like this needs some kind of border. In the Sedona, that's what I was trying to go with the Sedona, but I don't think that was dark enough. So for maybe a Payne's Gray, just a tiny little swatch of Payne's Gray right across there to create a border. And then something in the corner here I think would look nice. So yeah, I'll probably finish it up and post it on Instagram later. But thank you all for joining me. Yeah, they might have, you know, what she was maintaining the student database, and so the process is the tech support that comes with that software, that program. It's online. The tech support is great. You know, they're good at walking you through things, and so it was a big thing spinning up on that. But you know, she left during a time where she really didn't have to. So she left us in a really tight spot, and she didn't really pass on enough information. So I think she kind of shot herself in the foot with that. She may have been able to work something out. At least they could have, you know, um, if she had established a better rapport leading out. Like, I think she kind of burned her bridge in a way, trying to keep her job, you know, instead of helping someone out when she was leaving. You know, no one fired her. She was like, okay, I'm leaving. Okay, well, you're leaving in the middle of testing. You're leaving, you know, when we're going to be having report cards soon. She could have waited till the end of the school year to leave, but she didn't. So she kind of burned that bridge, and she could have been called on as a consultant. But, you know, that's what happened. And fortunately, I have a background in computers, so um, you know, I'm savvy in that kind of stuff. And I've had quite a few jobs where I've had a steep learning curve, and so I'm just able to adapt in that way. And so we've managed. And that was one year that went. That was a year ago that I ended up in that position. And hopefully this year will be a whole lot easier because I've had a year to go through, even though the end of the year was not the norm. But, you know, we made it work. So thank you so much for sticking around with me. And I don't know if I'm going to finish these today. I got some stuff, like I said, I got a to-do list that I'm trying to knock out before Monday. So these might have to be put on the back burner. Like I said, when you see it, it'll probably pop up with that, swatch of paint right there and something right here, unless I totally just jack it up. And then I'll probably punch some holes out of it and throw the rest away. And like I said, these you'll probably see pop up in two separate postcards. Okay. But thanks again everyone for joining me. This one's a long one, 3.5 hours. But I think last week might have been 4. So I got a little chatty with the watercolors and the foil. That was kind of impromptu. I hadn't planned on demonstrating the foil, but I'm glad I did. The toner ink and the toner paint were really nice. So, yep. I'll see you guys on various social media platforms. And have a great weekend.